I mean, it got off to a rough start for everybody. I mean, 3 and outs for the whole offense the first 3 times, so I don't put that all on Trey by any means. Thought the whole offense was sloppy to start. Thought he had a real good second drive, leading there on the score. Made a hell of a play on the touchdown. I know it was almost a hell of a play for them with the pick, but that was the last guy on a bootleg that flashed, and he put it on him, and that guy came in and tipped it, made a good play, but fortunately Dwelly was there. Wish we got that short yardage so he could finish that drive. It was hard to not put him in the third.
Now, back to Willard and Dibs on 95.7 The Game.
Okay, I now have a thirst to hear more from Kyle. Did he just say that Trey had a nice second drive? That was not nice.
Second and 7, bootleg to Dwelly, which was a little slow getting out of his hands, a little high, but it was caught. And then the third down blitz, he held it again and then missed Warner. He held it too long. They blitzed.
They went 3 and out, right?
I believe.
And then it was a fourth drive, right?
Yeah,
that ended up.
He might have meant the drive in the second quarter, maybe.
Yeah.
And then was he just giving him credit for that touchdown throw? Wait. Can I hear that again? And we're going to play some more. There's a lot of Kyle for you to hear.
Yeah.
About 15 minutes away. We're going to keep taking some calls. But, Grandy, do you have that queued up? Let's hear this one more time from Kyle Shanahan.
I mean, it got off to a rough start for everybody.
True.
I mean, 3 and outs for the whole offense the first 3 times, so I don't put that all on Trey by any means. Thought the whole offense was sloppy to start. Thought he had a real good second drive, leading there on the score. Made a hell of a play on the touchdown. I know it was almost a hell of a play for them with the pick, but that was the last guy on a bootleg that flashed, and he put it on him, and that guy came in and tipped it, made a good play, but fortunately Dwelly was there. Wish we got that short yardage so he could finish that drive. It was hard to not put him in the third.
Made a hell of a play on the touchdown. So what he's saying is he went through his progressions after the boot and then put a good throw on the receiver. In other words, it was an accurate throw. It was too late. To say that the guy got in there, got a hand in there and tipped it, he tipped it with his chest.
Yeah, it was.
That was not tipped.
He was right there.
He hit him in the shoulder.
So maybe he's giving him credit for the read. Like, if everything had been on time, he had the right. He processed the right guy.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to decipher, like you are, Mark.
Well, here's what I would say. That's what you sound like when you try to make yesterday sound good for Trey Lance. Yeah. That's what you sound like. Don't try. It's okay. No one is eliminating his career. No one is saying he can never be a 49er. Where we sit right now today, Trey Lance is not an NFL quarterback. That's today.
Well,
it's today.
An NFL starter?
NFL starter.
Okay.
NFL starter.
I have a literal mind, so I just want to make sure. I know
NFL
you do as well.
NFL starter. I'm not saying he can't be on a roster.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he can't be on a roster.
He could be a backup quarterback.
I don't think anybody would be comfortable with him starting a football game for you tomorrow. Would you?
No.
I mean, well, so anyway.
Not at all.
Yeah, there's a lot more coming up. Now, I got all kinds of – my antennas go up when I hear this, and then we'll go back to the phones. But I want to play this for everyone. This comes from Dan Orlovsky, ESPN, who has sort of worked his way into being like not just former QB, but, like quarterback media guru now. He does a really good job. He's a smart guy. So,
he's made the most of stepping out of the back of the end zone 20 years ago.
Yes, he has. We'll see if one day Garoppolo can do something more than a Subway commercial. I don't know. But Orlovsky, this to me is either his opinion or it's being fed to him by somebody in the 49er organization, because in this moment, if you were trying to trade Trey, what's the only thing you could say to raise his value and pique somebody else's interest? In my opinion, it would be this.
I don't think Trey Lance can play in Kyle Shanahan's offense. I've seen enough. He doesn't have enough reps playing football. That's a reality. That ball is almost intercepted. It should go to the left because the guy's wide open. The ball doesn't come out quick enough for Trey right now. And I think that after watching yesterday, he's so much more comfortable as an under-center quarterback than a shotgun quarterback. But Kyle's offense has really become a shotgun offense. It's become ball distribution. It's become play point guard. It's become get it out quickly. And that's just not where Trey is right now. I want to be fair to Trey. He got better as the game went on, and that's why those reps matter. I just don't think he can play in Kyle Shanahan's offense. He should have thrown 2 interceptions. The ball gets held so long for him right now, and it hasn't gotten better in the 3 years that he's been in the NFL.
I want everyone to watch for that sentence in the months to come. Oh, Trey's good. He just can't play in this system. So, if you run a different system, give us a call, and maybe we should have a conversation.
Yeah, I think that's possible. I mean, you're always trying to keep all options open if you're the 49ers.
I think that analysis is pretty fair, though, don't you?
Yeah.
And I don't know about the overarching statement if he can't play in this system, but everything else he said, I see that.
Well, that's the
you?
biggest thing that stood out yesterday, watching it live and then going back and watching it again, was he just held the ball too long. It was snap. Yes, there was pressure. Receivers that he could hit that he's looking at doesn't sack. I mean, that was, and even on a couple of the completions, okay, the line held up enough and the receiver was open enough to where it's the extra beat and sometimes an extra 2 beats of ball snapped, ball should be out. It's not.
Right.
Like that happened a lot. It felt like that happened 60% of the time.
Maybe that's an opportunity to compliment Trey Lance. I'd like to compliment Trey Lance on something.
Okay.
I think he's very courageous. I think if I ended up give me one play in the NFL as a quarterback, I would not hold on to the ball too long. I would treat it like a hot potato. I'm going to get this thing the hell out of my hands right now. There are absolute maniacs trying to kill me. So he's courageous. Yeah, you're right. He's hanging on to the ball. He always has. This has been a practice and game criticism of Trey Lance every single time that he's played. Dave and Hayward, you're on with Willard and JD. Hey, Dave, what you doing?
Hey, guys. So trust me, I am the biggest Trey supporter that's out there. I'm one of them, right? And I have nothing against Brock, and I have nothing negative to say about Brock. The one thing I am going to say is the discussion for me is not who should start. Do I want Trey to start? Yes, but I want him to start if he starts shocking the world, but he's not doing that. So my thing is Darnold, I can't, from what I've been hearing from training camp, from the stats that are put up, Trey is the most accurate quarterback at camp, according to the numbers that I see from all the local reporters. Now,
Dave, can we stop you right there? Because JD's been to every practice, and I want him to answer that assertion because I've heard it about 5 times on our radio station today that Trey Lance has been the most accurate quarterback in 49ers camp. JD, true or false?
False. I will say this, though. The raw numbers state that he's had the highest completion percentage. The raw numbers. He has not been the most accurate quarterback at camp. He still misses the short throws. Yep. He hits intermediate throws at practice. He has not been markedly better than Purdy or Darnold at any point. I think Darnold and Lance have been about the same. Purdy is getting a lot more opportunities, so he's had more incompletions, but Purdy hits the throws that we've seen him hit in games.
Yeah. So Dave, back to you. What now that you've got that premise,
the
go
sheer
ahead.
numbers are a little misleading, Dave.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, the sheer numbers and the sheer numbers are misleading in the game yesterday. So my bottom line is, but if we throw out the game yesterday, what we have seen in camp, we haven't heard anybody say Darnold's. No local reporter has said Darnold needs to start or Darnold needs to be the number 2 quarterback. So my point in this whole debate is, why would we give up on somebody that's proven that needs to be developmental over the next few years, opposed to Darnold, who has proved nothing but failure over the last 4 years, and he has all the experience in the world. It doesn't serve the 49ers to keep him over Trey Lance, especially if they haven't separated. That's my argument. Why are we even talking about letting Trey go when we have Darnold, who has done nothing better except for against third string, which he better perform better than everybody else against third string yesterday.
So, Dave, here's what first of all, you're arguing a point that probably doesn't need to be argued. I don't think you need to get rid of one of them. They are probably both going to be on the team this year.